What's up, B-Mill?
What's up?
How you been?
Excited?
Yeah, you ready to rock and
Very
roll?
excited. I'm ready to rock and
And
roll.
we got several new players out on the table tonight, dipping their toe in the River City Cash Game waters, ready to rock and roll.
We got people from that played on our game cashing in the main, getting under 200th place.
Oh, it's insane.
I mean,
This
hey,
game's no joke.
congrats.
We have people that run deep in the main. No big deal. Just poker on there. What are you gonna do? But yeah, I think we're actually gonna start a little short-handed tonight. I think we're gonna play seven-handed.
Short-handed is my favorite.
It's the best. It's the super best. It's my favorite too. Full ring is fine, but short-handed, it's always a lot more
Gotta
fun.
love them shorties.
Shodies.
Oh, it is shodies.
Yeah, I love them
That's
shodies.
right.
Them shody tables. But yeah, I'm excited. It's been too long since I've been back here hanging out with you guys. I see
Hey,
a
we
lot.
missed last week. We had a recording last week, and it was pretty interesting.
You
I
get
was
to-
on the table.
You're on the table.
It was
That's
awesome.
That's what made it interesting, right?
Kind of, I guess. I guess if you want to call it interesting, I played like two hands.
Making
But
making a bubble.
it was fun.
But I think on that note, let's go down. Let's see our players. Let's see what's going on down the table out there and introduce everybody. Okay. Well, he was at our table a few weeks ago. His name is Aaron, better known as AA Ron, Canadian Aaron. But Aaron has got a funky style. I like it though. It's pretty much says don't bluff me because I will call you down with ace high. And there's nothing wrong with that. Next to him is Jody Boza. Do you want to introduce Jody? You got a little bit of an extra.
Yeah, Jody's my buddy. I mean, we used to play at the shoe all the time. He still plays there all the time.
Yep.
And I actually put like a 36-hour session in with him, and then we drank fireballs afterwards. It was pretty awesome.
You like him so much, you got a shirt with his
I
name
did
on
get
it.
a shirt. I did make hashtag Jody Boza famous throughout the Facebook land.
So we'll touch on that as the game goes. Next to him, we have Mike Wilson. Mike Wilson's new to our show, so he's ready to go, raring to take everybody's money.
Rarin.
And next to him is Len. Len's another new player. Ready, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, ready to ship it in someone's face. Next to him is our buddy Darren, our unfortunate Darren. He's known for things that he'd rather not remember, but he's been on our table a handful of times. He's ready to go again tonight. Next to him is Ricky Blaze, lame, 1984.
Rick Blaze.
First time on the show, usually a tournament grinder, but he's here ready to play some cash with everybody.
And yes, chat, I can already see it. He does have an amazing beard, and you can comment now because
Yeah.
I know you want to.
I know you guys want to live in it, honestly. And next to him is Mark Cutrafello, better known as Cooch. Cooch is our tournament director. You're ready to sit in for a little while until we get a couple more players to fill in the spots, but he's going to be our little stand-in until then. And back there on the tablet is our one and only Suited Dan. Suited Dan's hanging out back there. He's putting all the chip amounts, all the raises, all the folds, all that good stuff. He's going to be our man behind the scenes. But without further ado, we're going to have our buddy Goofball Paul saddle up to the table and get ready to shuffle up and deal.
How exciting.
So,
Short-handed. Very
Short-handed.
Straddling, all right, live straddle, and that is a good. point.
It won't be all
Let me
night.
know
I mean,
before start
we always
getting
play
into
max of
the
8, so we're
straddle.
only
All right, good luck,
losing
gentlemen.
1. But let's see if the players take advantage of their short-handed play while they have it.
I know I sure would be.
I'm excited to see Jody. I'm not gonna lie.
I am too. I really hope he doesn't play like, what happens is like, we'll get some players on here that are regulars at the shoe, and we hype them all up like, oh, they're gonna just crush this. They're gonna play so many hands, and they're gonna raise, and they're gonna do this, and then they come on here and they just play like straight ABC Titus Tech poker.
But that might be winning to them. But I still
It's not. I mean, it's not a bad strategy, honestly, especially at 1-2. But
Jody call.
just, I know that he's observed the game. He said he's watched, at least a few episodes, and he kind of knows what it's going to take to, I'd say, run over the table a little bit. But
So
we'll see what
we had a
happens.
straddle in this first hand by Len. Darren limps for 5. Cooch makes it 12, which I'm wondering if he knew there was a straddle. Jody calls, and everyone else behind him calls basically as well. So
Jody, check.
Darren outflops him, but Cooch holds the only diamond.
20. Fold.
$20 from Cooch. To get at least one
It's almost
call.
like he knows that he has the only diamond.
He might. I mean, I haven't played with Cooch for a minute, so maybe he does have some sort of extra
Has the,
knowledge. He's got way better since the last time I played with him.
He has the seventh 7 cents.
Check.
Yeah.
Because 6
Skip.
is seeing dead people.
Well, I just assumed he skipped over that one. check turn. I think Darren can probably pretty safely try to get value out of Cooch.
35.
I mean, Darren could be betting a missed flush draw, but I just don't see it happening too often. I think Darren's just trying to get a little bit of value out of his queen. He did limp call though. I mean, ace queen doesn't always really show up in this spot, but
I mean, he's trying to get some money back from a few episodes ago when he lost with the flush versus the straight flush. So he's trying to just slowly, get that back.
Yeah, I mean, only like $1,100 more to go before he gets back to even.
If you guys missed that, it's in our past broadcast. He had a huge hand against who was it, Trevor?
It was not me. Different.
Not you, Trevor, but some other Trevor.
Yep.
That played on the show, and it was huge. It was the nut flush versus a straight flush, and all the money's got in really, really deep.
It was there was approximately $2,400 in the middle on a 1-2 game.
That's amazing.
It's so sick. It was
I mean,
awesome.
I've sat pretty deep at a 1-2 game myself, but never like got into a pot yet with somebody that was equally as deep. So it was kind of cool to see, and it happened live, so it was really awesome.
And we had Bart Hansen talking to us at the same time, so even
so
more
that's cool that he
exciting.
got to experience that. I think he was in just as much of a shock as everybody else.
Yeah, he literally had like this look of like, this isn't real. He goes, Bart's been commentating for like the last 10 years. He goes, I've never seen it this live before, so for him to experience it on our show is pretty awesome.
And speaking of Bart Hansen, you see they just put the Crush Live Poker banner up there. If you guys would like to try that out, just check below the stream. There's a link for Crush Live Poker, and you get a free month by going through our link.
Free, guys. A free month.
Who doesn't like free stuff?
To go improve your game exponentially. Mr. Wilson and Jody Boza goes to the flop. Jody outflops him to 10-7.
Jody Boza, man, that's my buddy. His name just cracks me up, Jody Boza.
Dude, it just rolls off the tongue. Jody Boza. Looks like Jody's holding in some vomit.
Just in case.
Just in case. You never know when it's. Actually, that's a story I'll have. I got a few Vegas stories to tell you guys as the night goes on. Looks like we got some Jody Boza fans in the chat.
Oh, it's Jay-Z. Congratulations on making your floor position at the casino.
On the promotion.
I saw that. I did like it.
I believe I liked it as well.
If any of you were wondering what we're talking about, Jay Zup. He was a dealer at our local casino, and he was promoted to a floor person, I guess is what you call that.
J's up is when you have top pair of J's and then a smaller pair. It's J's up. Cooch with another pocket pair.
$10.
Makes it 10 beans. Jody says, I did not come here to fold.
Raise announced.
I think he's playing that King 10 to spite me, because he always makes fun of me because in a cash game with me, I folded King 10 to 1 raise on a button. What a kind of a nit am I?
Dude, you're the nit we all we all love.
Call.
So we got a raise under the gun +1 by Cooch, 25, or to 10 rather.
We are.
Len in the small blind cranks it up to 35. Cooch is looking for an 8-ball. Psych!
That was the total opposite of an 8-ball.
It was. Even though Len is riding high right now. With his 3 of a kind. Cooch decides not to get tricky and just chucks it in the middle.
Yes, that would have been a great flop. 8, ace, 8.
Ryan C's already calling for the super pain.
It might be a little too early for pain, but you know what? I commend you for that because I love pain no matter how early it is.
Now Cooch is gonna be acting first here.
Oh, look at that beard. So jelly. Do
So
that.
so I play with Mr. Beard fairly often, and like twice a month or whatever. And I hadn't seen him for quite a while, and then like I saw him last night, and the beard has grown like 6 inches at least. Like,
Dude, I don't know how people do that.
dude, like a family of 4, I think, lives in that thing.
It would take me probably about like 4 years to grow a beard like that, and I still don't even think it would get close.
Ricky call.
Wait, oh, we're waiting for.
Cooch lays it down.
So Cooch limp Jack 9. AA Ron makes it 12. Ricky Blaze says, I got a call. I got the Queen 4. What do you want me to do?
What am I gonna do with this queen 4? Oh,
Brother.
and this is what stinks when you call with hands like that. You just get yourself in all sorts of
I feel
trouble.
like Ricky Blaze's outfit is really contradictory itself. He got the Reds hat on, and then he's got the Indians jersey on. He's just like, you know what? American League, National League, I'm gonna support everybody.
Somebody says they've seen the Ace of Spades sticking out of his
Dude,
beard.
that's not the only thing sticking out of his beard. He's probably got a ball of Jack Daniels hiding in that thing somewhere too. No coke required.
At least he didn't like compound his mistake and like just call all the way to the river. Like,
Well, his problem was he forgot that there was a 4 coming on the turn.
it was coming. Tonight's all about pain. The pain is gonna come.
As if it's not that's not our situation every week, but yeah.
I love pain. I can't wait until it starts hitting. It's gonna come.
Yeah, I mean, we're only a couple hands in. Is Jody wearing a BYU hat? Is Jody Mormon?
I don't think so.
We might be figuring things out about Jody right now that we did not know. Aaron's
His
turn with the Queen 4. Deuces.
Jody calls. Mike raise.
I was talking to somebody the other day about, they were trying to talk to me about balancing your range in a 1-2 game, and I just laughed in their face.
Yeah, I don't think that exists. I don't think there's really a reason to balance your range in a 1-2 game.
No one's paying attention.
I would say just bet huge.
I was talking about
all
like
the time.
you know, when you have like your marginals, you can get away with like raising small or limping. And then when you have your monsters, you can just raise it to 1 million, and people are going to call because they just don't know any better. Darren's got a pretty good hand. If you guys haven't noticed, Darren's got what you call top set.
25.
Darren says no draws. Will be getting there against me.
Now,
Ricky ain't folding though.
Ricky Blaze, he seems like the type of player that's gonna call for sure. I mean, why not? Whoa,
Whoa!
I meant like in a different universe.
And on a different hand, he might call on a different hand. Maybe not so much tonight. Like to welcome Crush Live Poker into the chat room. I do believe that is the Bart Hansen behind that screen name.
Yeah, it's either him or Tuckman. I don't know which one.
Chrome domes like good for a camera.
I actually had the distinct pleasure of meeting Bart and Dave when I was out in Vegas. I
Yeah, when
tried
I
to
step in,
keep my giggling to
when
a
I
minimum,
step in, it's
but
like,
it was awesome. I mean, I got to meet him up with them before like it's like a World Series main event crash course, if you will, a little pre-game session to
Nice.
get your brain ready. And between all the pros there, talking to everybody, gave tons of great advice
raising out.
for all the players getting ready to play the main.
13.
That's awesome that you get to do that.
Fold.
Get the advice. That sweet, sweet advice.
Sweet advice. Luckily, no one asked for my advice when we had our little powwow.
Fold.
Well, it's a good thing because people are trying to cash in the events.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
Call.
And somebody called him Bart Sampson.
I'm sure that made me giggle so hard. Ricky Blaze with the King 9 back-to-back hands. This time he gets a little bit more fortunate.
35's the bet.
And don't forget, guys, you can scroll down our page. Get a free month at Crush Live Poker by clicking on the banner. Type in PO810 for your free month of extensive, intensive, and amazing poker education from Bart and his fellow pros.
Check. That is 50.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I hope Rick keeps betting here. Even though it looks like possibly Len might have some sort of Jack 10 situation here. But Len decided to peel one off with Ace King, and now he's gonna say deuces.
He said, I know the power of Ace High, but in this spot, I'm just gonna let it go.
Yeah. I think actually Rick's probably a little nervous. He and I were talking a little bit about it last night at our poker tournament, and he's excited, but I think he was a little nervous about putting himself out there on the felt in front of everybody. So,
I mean, it's one of those things. I was talking to him a little bit before the show too, and it's something everybody goes through, like their first time coming on the show, or you just think about everybody that's watching, or you might have mentioned it to your friends, and it's just like you don't want to look silly in front of them, but it's also a good learning thing, especially for like newer players to come on the show and be able to play and then review their session. I mean, that's powerful. A lot of people don't get the benefit of doing that. There might be some hands you forget about that are actually like very important.
Yeah, how many times do you hear someone say, "Oh, let me tell you about this hand," and then you start asking them questions like, "Well, I don't remember. I don't remember." What
I do that all the time.
So yeah, I mean, everyone's a little bit guilty of it. This stays in our archive for till the end of time. So if you want to go back and show a friend, ask a friend, what would you have done? I mean, I have your hand histories here until you want to look at them again.
It's nice. I actually pulled up I was watching a game where we played in a tournament, and it was a long time ago. It was like Chase the Bracelet.
Way back when.
4 or whatever it was.
A couple years ago.
It was awesome.
It was awesome. It was a good heads up match.
I don't know what happened to me. I used to be really good. Something happened.
It's like Jody's had his first fold of the night. Well, I'm getting a little sticky with the little 5-deuce suited here. All right, we've got Cooch and Len going head-to-head here.
Oh, boy.
It's like Cooch might be fortunate.
That's the exact flop you want to see when you have 5 deuces.
30.
Let me double check. Yep, still got him.
Raise them out.
When you flop this hard, are you instantly check raising? Or are you gonna try to? Are you just gonna flat and then allow the proof up aggressor to
I mean,
go
with a small 2-pair like that, I'm usually raising because, I saw that too. Ryan C is in the chat saying he watches the Jorts episode every night before bed, and that was a good episode.
It was a good episode. Solid. What were you gonna say? I asked if you are.
But yeah, I usually am raising with a small flop 2-pair because time and time again the board can just get super scary, and then you're in this spot and you get counterfeited.
If only he knew that Cooch was like super tilty right now because he had players cancel on him.
That's the deep level.
Yeah. I mean, I guess you gotta know quite a bit about the Cooch man before you start getting that deep.
But I mean, I don't mind raising either. Like, especially at 1-2, it's nice to play your hands fast, regardless of what it is. I mean, it's always better.
Yeah,
Get as much value as possible.
I'm all about playing it fast. Just his hand is so disguised.
Yeah, I mean, you're not gonna think he has the old 5 deuce. But
when Cooch is running through like the hands that he might have, 5 deuce will not come through his brain.
But I mean, I feel like it's not like he's necessarily gonna think he has 5 deuce, but he may think he has pocket 5s or pocket deuces.
I think I might have been a little bit guilty of knowing the cards there. I think
possibly.
No, like I mean, if Cooch has 2 aces, 2 kings, 2 queens, I'm probably going check raise.
Right.
But knowing he has complete air, I was probably being a little bit.
That's just how good we
little
are
bit
back here when
results.
we can see the cards.
Dude,
I can see everything. I know everything. You asked me what the correct line would be to take. I'll tell you right now. Just let me see the opponent's cards real
after
quick.
the hand's over, he'll go. This is how you do it. Ryan C likes the check raise. I think. Oh no, I think it's probably good.
Call.
Hey, Ron, triple sixes, looking for another one.
5 players.
Our first limpy pot. Couple king twos out there.
Check.
Aaron's still in the lead with 2 sixes.
10. Fold.
Darren getting saucy with his ace 3.
10. Call. Fold. 3-way.
Jody comes along as well, looks like. What do you think?
Jody has a pair. He's not trying to give that up.
What do you think? Check through?
I feel a check through. I mean, everybody gets scared. The club hits. It's like, oh man, the obvious draw got there. So let's see a river.
I would have liked to see what would happen had Jody been on the button here.
That is 12. Fold.
I mean, had he been on the button when it checks through, I assume he would bet. I mean,
Round of 4.
he doesn't have to bet, but
Is that a 12?
I can show you the 6 of clubs.
Wow, I'll see the 6 of
and Aaron has the check mark. That's Aaron, but we like to say Aaron because it's fun to say.
I can beat 6-3.
And Darren's really giving us some thought here. I mean, he pretty much only beats a bluff, and I guess he's going to pay him off. And he's going to try to pay him off cheaply. It's not 7, Darren. It's 12. And shows with confidence.
Too much time on a $12 call.
Alright, Paul. Oh, Jerry's here.
Aaron, you're welcome.
Good hand.
Oh, you're welcome, man.
I would have called you too. Yeah.
Is that-
Jerry. Miss me? Everything all good, Jerry?
Thing 1 and thing 2.
So Darren just called down with ace 3.
Darren might just be
I'm pretty sure I almost heard the speech everybody gives, and he said, "I'll be your Huckleberry," and then called. He didn't say that, but that's what I heard in my mind when he did that.
That's not what he said. That's what he said.
I was like, that's typically where people would say that right there.
It's like the worst thing ever, though. Like when you're bluffing 3 streets, and someone goes, "I know you got me beat, but I just gotta see it." And you're just like, "Ugh." I have 5 high. What do you want from me?
That is the funniest thing to me. I know you got me beat. Do you now?
Papa Z did that to me last night. You can't be mad at Papa Z though.
You can't.
All right. So we got our old buddy Jerry the dealer back in his original seat, or his designated seat, I guess we better put. Does Jody always make those faces?
Yeah, I'd say he does.
What's he's doing like really tough math in his head all the time?
He is.
Is that what's happening?
Yeah.
Oh, so the secret's out. Gotcha. That was a quick hand.
Yeah, it was so quick I didn't notice what happened. It
Darren's
was
like,
here.
you see those clubs? I got hearts. I got hearts, bro.
You mean he has heart?
Oh, I meant that too. So, Vegas story? Sure. So, it was my first night there. It was like a Sunday. I had just hung out with Bart and the Crush Live Poker crew and some subscribers. Then I had an awesome Mexican dinner. It's my first night. I'm a little jet lagged. And I go back to my hotel. There's a lady with a drink that's in the shape of a leg with a high heel fishnet on. And she looks at me and she goes, "They put 11 shots of moonshine in here." And I'm like, that is awesome. That's why you're here. Congratulations. So also in my hotel, only one elevator was working. So we were packed to the max. I'm on floor 22, the highest one out of everybody in the elevator.
Makes it 11.
So we're about level 5 or so. All of a sudden, I hear the lady with the leg full of booze burp.
Oh, nice.
And you're like, okay, she burped. Then I look down.
Heads up again.
It was not a dry burp.
Oh my gosh. So she just
She
let
just
it loose
straight
on
up-
the elevator.
She just straight up burped on herself, and then she looked up at me. She was like 4'4". I'm 6'2". And she looks at me. She goes, "I'm so sorry. I thought it was just a burp." And I was like, "There's nothing I can do now. I don't know what to tell you." So we just rode up the rest of the floors in silence
And that's
until she stumbled out of the elevator, and we all laughed at her.
that last phrase should be on like on a Tumblr picture of Vegas. Like,
Thought it was a burp.
I thought it was a burp.
Sorry for that gross story, guys, but
So it looks like
I gotta tell you.
on the flop action, it looks. What are they? It didn't go check, right?
I
So
don't know.
Ricky's floating here with the king queen, or did he bet out? I'm curious now.
I don't know, but let's see if he can represent the ace or the six here.
Your throw up story
Got to
had me
everyone,
distracted.
got everyone thirsty.
Super.
And he's like, I hit king high. It was worth a try. I'm just curious how all that money got in the pot.
There must have been a small raise. I think Mike maybe defended a button. Is it considered defending if you friend a button? Or
I
is it
mean,
completed.
I-
Called.
you
Sort
can
of
call it
looking for
defend. I mean, I like to defend the button.
I feel like it's like your turf. When
Yeah.
you hit the button, it's your turf. You want to defend your turf. So I think it makes sense.
In our minds, it does. But
Sure.
it's probably totally wrong.
Could be.
But I'll tell you what, if I'm in the game, I'm going to defend that button every time.
So,
Okay, maybe not every time.
Majority of the time now.
Swing and a miss. That's what just happened.
Good, Daniel?
So
Gooch with another marginal hand under the gun. He's just like, nah.
he's like, you know what, let's get this
He's like,
party started.
give me crud or give me something great.
Raise it up. Playing for 11.
There's Jody.
There we go.
Doing his
I would
thing.
expect nothing less of him to do this. And I'm kind of surprised Cooch, I mean, I know we are shorter-handed than usual, but I'm surprised he limps in with hands like King 10 like that.
Dude, he's tilting. And now he's stuck a little bit, so he wants to get his money back.
That is not the way to do it.
That is true. 100% true.
I feel like this is a fine board to c-bet on for Jody. Paired boards are always nice.
Yeah, I mean, if you get too much static, I think you just kind of shut it down.
It looks like Len also knows the power of ace high, and he knows the power of the button. So
Is he from Canada too?
I thought that's what I heard.
Is this
but
what Canadians do?
it's the ace high. Dude.
Jack would be silly. So if you're Jody, what kind of hands are you putting Len on? Flush draws, straight draws.
I would say flush draws. There could be some pocket pair hands in there, like lower pocket pairs, like sevens or eights.
Dude, Len's just getting busy.
That's interesting. Looks like we have fans in the chat that are saying yes, Len is from Canada as well. Did he show? He didn't show that, right?
No.
That was a good no-show. And well played, Len.
That
Turns
was
ace high into.
no why? 'Cause he
nuts.
defended his turf.
He defended the turf.
He had that little white disc in front of him. He goes, "This is my disc. I don't care what you guys do. This is my house." That was I would say an advanced play.
You want a hand?
Yeah, I mean, and it's interesting to see that play, and it kind of makes you wonder: is that something he's doing because he's on the show, or is that something that is normally in his arsenal? Like,
I
is
don't
that
know.
something he
That
does-
looked pretty fluid. That did not look like
Yeah, I mean,
Alright.
it's a paired board. You have the pre-flop raiser betting and
twice.
twice, but I mean, you know that he's gonna bet most of the hands he raises with pre-flop on that board too. So it's good recognition by him to.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I think Len really thought the hand through. He goes, a lot of times he's gonna have two big pain cards, and he's gonna barrel twice, thinking that Len's gonna go away, but he wants the other option. I'm just gonna raise.
10 now, playing for 10.
And our other new fellow at the table, Mike Wilson, scoops a little one.
Queen.
Says, I'm not messing around. I got a queen.
What's your name, Bill? Mike. Mike? What's your name?
Len.
Len?
Len.
Len. Alright. And you're Canada, right?
Yeah,
Closed or
Len's,
what? How much you
from
back
Canada,
then, huh?
too.
Who's from Canada?
I hope one of these Canadian guys don't try to talk to me about
Alrighty.
hockey.
That's the only thing.
Like the extent of my hockey knowledge is Mighty Ducks.
I would, they would be ashamed of me because I have no clue about anything about hockey at all. Not one thing. The only thing I know is that supposedly they fight a lot in hockey, but I've never like witnessed. So,
Reportedly.
yeah.
Yeah, I've heard things. I'd like to welcome any new viewers tonight. Thank you guys for hanging out. We are here every Tuesday night. Soon we'll be here every Thursday night, covering our Chase the Bracelet sit and go extravaganza. How you want to call it?
Sure.
It'll be
an
a
extravaganza.
A 12-week session where we players accumulate points as weeks go on. Whoever accumulates the most points, as you can see, will be going to their choice of a $1,500 WSOP site or seat in Las Vegas next year. So that'll be starting July 30th. So tune in then. Come hang out with us. We'll still be doing commentary and talking about
Don't be too
hands
sad
live.
because I'll be on the table, so I may not be in the booth. But you can watch me play.
I was gonna call you
That's
Lane,
always
but-
nice.
Yeah. So you're just trading seats.
Yeah.
You're going from this seat to a seat out there, and we'll get to pick you apart every now and again.
I hope so. I'm just gonna be sad because I don't get to hang out with Chat.
Right, you're
It's
all
true.
alike.
I'm gonna be real sad.
Yep. you have
Maybe
to,
I'll just keep the stream up on my phone. That was a joke.
breaks. On breaks, come check it out.
That was a joke. We're not gonna be allowed to have phones.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uncle David, you probably don't know who it is. Uncle David Crowder, he's a singer. I know you, boy. How you been?
Good, how you doing?
15, living the dream.
Wait, FT hustling my
Ass.
booty. He says, "What is this? Star, star, star." Well, this, my friend, is a live cash game broadcasted for your entertainment.
We're not trying to fool anybody.
Not at all.
It's like Len raises undergun +1 to 5-4. Gets it done.
Let's see right away.
Did you get a chance to talk to any of our new players tonight, Bob?
No, not really.
Yeah, me neither.
I was kind of running around.
We were all kind of just running around doing different things.
But I do know that a few of them are back from previous episodes.
Yeah.
I know AA Ron
From Canada.
from Canada.
It's crazy. He just plops on down.
And I'm assuming that's his friend then, Len, right?
Could be.
Are they friends? I mean, I feel like it would be a crazy turn of events to have two people from Canada that are not.
Aaron goes back to his homeland and goes, dude, you got to come play. Let me tell you.
And then there's Darren. He's been on the show. We know Cooch. Jody Boza.
Ricky Blaze. I feel like
Ricky Blaze.
Ricky Blaze like, has such a great name, but at the same time, like, I want to give him a nickname.
You don't think Rick Blaze is a good enough nickname?
No, it's amazing. But like, I feel like
He deserves something else.
that beard though.
Well, I'm assuming that the more the night goes on, that Chat will have already made a name for him
Yeah, very possible.
because they seem to be good at that.
He seems so hidden with the hat on frontwards, just kind of hiding up in that mess. He does have a Steve Irwin tattoo. Getting harpooned by a stingray. Rest in peace.
Oh man.
I think we do a whole special on his tattoos.
I think we should. We should segue into.
Get a laser pointer and just go through each tattoo and talk about whatever story.
Kind of makes you wonder if he shaved that beard off, if he had a tattoo on his face where his beard is.
I would. He has to, right?
I feel like he has to.
7 now.
Seven now.
Ricky Blaze throws his chips in the middle like he's throwing craps.
I mean,
he slings them suckers.
Cooch in the hijack, just calling with the old tens. What do you think about that? Me personally, I might have raised there,
In the hijack, sure.
especially when somebody makes it 7. I mean, I'm gonna isolate that person. I'm gonna try to get him heads up, and we're gonna play a pot.
Especially, I mean, more than likely you'll be in position.
I'd probably made it like 20. But hey, we'll see what happens.
Whoops a daisy.
Just because I know at 1-2, like if you call 7 after a raise of 7, you can guarantee that there's gonna be at least like 2 or 3 more callers. It's just natural.
No
So
doubt.
but here we go, Ron sneaking in there with the 8s. And this is the thing too. If just for example, if Cooch would have re-raised pre-flop, them 8s probably would have found a fold, and this hand would have went totally different.
Yeah, if it went,
But-
if it went raise, re-raise, eights might have shriveled. I don't know.
I mean, I feel like
Aaron's
they
sorta
would.
Deep. I don't know.
I mean, I don't necessarily think it's how deep he is to be able to call there. I think it's just the strength that people are putting off. I mean, you got he doesn't know Ricky, and then you have Cooch would be raising behind him. You know?
Right.
I feel like that just shows so much strength that it's hard to like. What are you going to do with 8s here? Just call, or you're almost set mining at that point, even though you're in position. But I mean, you could probably mess around in some ways.
Well,
But
Cooch isn't really all that deep, unless he added on that we didn't see. So really, like, you're gonna be calling 25, 28, something like that.
it's almost it would almost make it not profitable for Aaron. I'm kidding, guys. It's Aaron. I
like
it just
I like
so
it better
fun.
how you say it.
Aaron.
Mine sounds like a weird stutter.
Hey, sir.
So yeah, I think if Cooch raises, 8s might find a fold, but I don't know. It's really close.
Now, put it down.
Ricky makes it 10 with Ace King.
This is another thing like that I would pick up on things, but you see like he made it 7 last hand, and then now he makes it 10. It's something just to notice. I mean, people have those little things they do.
We were kind of talking earlier how you don't need a balance, but
I agree.
I guess when we're calling them out, maybe you do every now and again.
I don't know. Well, see, that's the thing. You don't
So
necessarily
seven with a marginal hand.
you don't have to
Good.
balance much at 1-2, but I still tend to stay at the same type of raise size. That's just me personally because that's how I've always done it. I wouldn't even call that balancing. I just say that I don't like to
You have a
give any
you have a
unnecessary
standard raise amount.
information.
Yeah.
I mean, like just there, if there's competent players at the table, you'll notice things like that. You'll say, what did he show down when he had raised 7 and now he's raising 10? Like over time, you can start to kind of get an idea of
Especially since
that.
he folded to a re-raise on the flop of Ace King 8. So he's making it 7 without an ace or a king,
Right.
and he's folding to a raise on those flops. So people are getting to get sort of a book on Ricky. I think we're just starting to get a book on Ricky. I mean, we've seen him play before, but it's all live without the whole card. So we're just trying to.
Yeah, it's fun to actually to see it now, like to see how the story unfolds. It makes you think back of hands that I've played with him and like kind of wonder like, now I see what's going on. But so far, not a lot to go off of. But
It's like golf ball sticking
One
a
thing
belly
I-
button selfie.
Playing for 12 now.
Who made it 12?
Get it? No, get it. You can come in this one.
Who made it 12?
looks like the old 7 deucey.
7 duck.
I wonder if they are playing the game. It's hard to say because they don't really fill a cent, but
No.
I think he's just doing
They
it for
should always be
funsies.
playing. Yeah, just for himself. Like he's already at the smile. He goes, "Oh man." But think about that. He had it locked and loaded.
He was ready.
He was just waiting for the check so he could throw it out there.
And that'd be really interesting to see Ricky fold. Okay, I was going to say, playing a little too tight. I
He
mean,
looked like it was gonna. I was like, "Well, I mean, you called an ace out of position. What are you hoping for?"
It's actually shorter than when you're in.
Ricky's hand slightly improves. Be a big bet. 65. All right, so we obviously know Aaron is full on bluffing right now. So he's betting 65 and 85 when he's bluffing. Let's see what he does later on when he's trying to get value. If he still is betting as big as he is now.
If I was Ricky, I'd be like paying attention to all this. He's talking to his friend. Some things you have to. He's not even looking at him though. I think Ricky's just more in pain about the hand. He's like, ugh, what did I get myself into with this ace-6? I don't know what to do.
I think Ricky more likely would think he has an 8 than an ace though. It's like, man, I had you to that 8 came. Ricky just put himself through the ringer here.
He put himself in the cage.
The ghost of Steve Irwin's coming to get you, man.
See, this is one thing Ricky has to watch. I mean, all right, so say he's planning on, he decides, you know what, I'm going to call. I'm going to call one more time, and I'm going to see what happens in the river. He's giving off so much information, though, by just sitting here,
such a good
kind
point.
of in pain, you know? So, this is stuff that people need to work on.
Is he going to show? Is he going to show? Is he going to show?
Of course he's going to show.
You do have to? No, you don't have to.
I'm very curious to see if he showed. And if you guys are wondering, we have a boom camera that we're working on. There's something going on with it.
There
There it is.
I think it was a chop though. I had 9-5. I think 9-9 was
Cash me out.
I was thinking about raising if I raised.
Did you say cash me out?
From what I'm gathering in the chat, though, it seems to be one of the Len and Aaron's friends are saying that he's just doing it to mess around, to show Len up, and they're kind of playing
A
around.
little gamesmanship.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Well, from what I hear, this is lower stakes for them. So I'm curious. Actually, Thumper, if you could let me know what stakes they do play, that would be awesome. I'm assuming it's like 2-5 or above. Would make sense since that's the
Look at
next
this.
stick.
We don't know if he did or not. If someone can come back and tell us if Aaron showed the 7 deuce, but this is pretty good timing for queens.
Well, this is what happens too. I mean, that's why it's like
And
I wouldn't say
Jody
it's
just raised.
I wouldn't say it's good to show, but I would say it's good to be aggressive at these games because then the curiosity of players they start to wonder and they want to play back at you, and then this happens. You get a big hand and you get played back at because now people are like, oh really? Oh, this guy's messing around. I'm gonna play back at him.
Aaron looks so much more comfortable this time than last time. He's one calm customer.
And I feel like this is a spot that if Jody can almost. I feel like he can only ship if he actually only has 160 behind. I can't tell though. It looks.
No, I think he's got to find a fold here.
If he's gonna do anything, I don't think he can just call. You can't just call.
No, sorry, I forgot. You can't shake your head no when you're on radio. Yeah, sorry, I was saying no. Yeah, can't call. Can't call and leave yourself 95. It's not gonna work out very well. Or 110, whatever it was.
Most nice to see hands.
So where you guys headed?
I don't quite know what that means.
I think the bankroll has only go. So either play one or back to the regular thing.
Is that like a 10-20 game? Or like a big 5-10 game? Thumper, we're asking.
With the hat on.
I think I'd actually donate to that. That's our Vegas plan. We're gonna sit there cracking the robot in front of those other performers. Letting you do that.
Okay,
Raise it up.
back to the action. Jody lets the 10-4 go. Somebody else make it 4? Oh no. 8.
That would be very interesting.
Especially so confidently. He goes, race to 4. Everyone's just like, wow.
Okay, it's a 1-2 game. They usually play the 1-2s. But it must be, since it's a private club, I'm assuming it's probably a little bit deeper. People are allowed to kind of do what they want with stacks. I played at a few of those myself.
It's crazy.
Baron. 15.
Interesting, Mike decides not to c-bet here. Well, pot control with Queen Jack suited.
That's because he knew he was going to pick up outs on it.
Kaboom. No, he's there.
Oh, I didn't.
He's already
I
there.
thought that was a 5 of
Just
diamonds.
forget it.
Nice.
Forget it.
Nice job there on the pot control into
No, that's another
the
Chris.
flush.
Did you notice Darren noticed that Mike went back to his whole card to see if he had hearts, which he knew he did.
Well, no.
And Darren's like, I'm gonna look when you look, and then he realized that he was not doing so well.
It's always a bummer, like when you turn a flush, the obvious draw. There's a flush draw on the flop, and then you turn it, and then the river like 4 flushes. And you're just like, ugh.
You're just like, come
It's like-
on.
Like really? I can barely hit these things all night, and then you're gonna give me.
Like, can I possibly get the 10 of hearts to call? I don't know. It's
One
really
time?
tough. One time.
Doesn't happen like that.
So do you want to talk more about your hashtag Jody Boza?
It was
how'd
just
all
a thing.
came about?
It honestly was nothing big, but it all started with my girlfriend at the time. She thought his name was hilarious and started putting hashtag Jody Boza after everything on Facebook.
And she's not wrong.
And it literally just like turned into this huge thing. Like all the dealers at the shoe, all the players, everybody on my friends list was just like everything they put on Facebook was hashtag Jody Boza.
And what did you do to honor him?
I made a T-shirt that said hashtag Jody Boza, and I should have wore it tonight, but
Not only did you get a T-shirt, but you got it made at like a county fair.
It was amazing.
It was airbrushed.
It was like one of those like real hood shirts you seen like from what 1995, like Tupac was out.
Oh,
like,
sure, yeah.
Airbrush shirt.
Yeah.
It's great.
3 players.
Speaking of, rest in peace,
What is
Tupac.
that pineapple tournament? Did you? Oh, so well, I'm glad I missed it. I don't remember. What's the difference?
Terminator. I don't know. I don't think we really have one of those players at the table.
Yeah, everyone gets along pretty well.
Shows you. How many players did you guys end up with?
I wish we did have one type of player like that. Like one problem, like like a
Anyway,
Tony G.
Tony G type of player. Exactly.
We need
yeah.
one Tony G on the table just to get everyone.
Just to rile
fired
things up. Then we need like the Phil Hellmuth, and they can get in bickering, that type of thing. I like it.
Yeah, we need the needler. Then we need a guy that's like way too sensitive. That's like just pretty much just ready to cry.
Firewall, welcome back. Nice seeing you. Yeah, one thing about Phil Hellmuth, I mean, he really gets the entertainment factor. I mean, he knows.
Dude, Phil Hellmuth is gigantic.
You didn't know?
I knew, but I forgot. He pretty much tackled me at the Rio. Like I was walking like past him or in front of him. I didn't realize he came out of the bathroom. He was trying to get back to his seat, and it was like a Barry Sanders stiff arm. Move, dude, get out the way. He was sitting right on the rail, and like his rail was like pretty funny because like he wasn't acknowledging whatsoever. And he's just massive. And he sits in his seat backwards. He's just like 7 foot tall.
Was he on the phone with his wife? Like, honey, he caught me with Queen 10.
And he does the whole bit. It was just so funny because like it was like. So I was there from Sunday until Thursday. So I was there for like all the day ones and the day twos of the main. And day 2 had Ivy and Negreanu like back-to-back tables, and it was so funny to watch Daniel, like any single person that wanted a picture, an autograph. As soon as he folded his hand, he got up, took pictures, signed shirts. Ivy sat there and got his legs rubbed by him.
I swear Ivy always gets his legs rubbed. I don't think he ever gets a back massage. I think it's always his legs.
Dude, he must just be hooping. He's just hooping all day. I saw his fan crew, Ivy. They were chilling. It was fun, man. Like, I might be like a super nerd, but like just walking around the Rio and like just being like 5 feet away from basically all my poker idols is pretty awesome.
about to go live straddle. We're down to 6, so we'll reduce the rate. What up, Paul?
Reduce rate. Table 1.
I mean, like, throw money.
That's pretty sick, Firewall. That one of your dudes went deep into Maine.
Playing for 11.
Pretty sure I'm gonna play next year.
Yeah?
Yep. I don't care what kind of internal organs I need to sell. It's gonna happen.
You can start a donation on that donation site where people can donate to your cause.
It's a good idea. I need to get like some
Donate me to the main event.
Yeah, GoFundMe.
That's what it is. I'm pretty sure it's just...
Pretty good flop for Mikey here.
Yeah. The only way it could be better if that 2 of clubs was the 3 of hearts.
Yeah, I mean, that's almost boring. We gotta wait for the rest of the turn.
A little sweat. I see, like, Ricky's playing, he's trying to put that aggressive style on the table.
Something you see, I think, often with recreational players is they don't want to barrel multiple straights.
Oh, and then they do that. Oh, since I got ace high.
Mike about snapped the wrist. He called
Man.
so quick.
I don't know about Ricky showing either. I mean, the guy says ace high as you beat. Just let it go. I don't even show him.
I think it was one of those situations where he called him, so he was kind of doing like,
okay.
the etiquette thing or whatever.
I mean, I don't show. I don't ever show even when I'm supposed to. I try not to. Look at that.
There's a shot of our pal. Looks like he's in what, seat 8 there? Seat 9? Seat 7.
He's got the hat and the orange beard.
and the carrot beard.
Sitting kind of across from Antonio Esfandiari.
Yeah.
That's pretty sweet.
So that's our boy Jesse Howe. He played on our table on our 2-5 game a while back. We could check our archives, but he went 184.
I think he got out 198th.
198. He busted 198,
which was still for like a cool like 40.
Just 40K.
40. Just
no
40.
Big deal. 40K.
But that was a sweet call by him with that ace high right there.
That was good.
Just a quick little like, you know what?
Now we got some
I read
action
you like a
here
book.
with so Chris just got to the table. Chris is our old buddy from back in the beginning when we used to get him on our show every week. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce his last name. I'll be honest with you. Steinley?
Just say what you want, man.
Chris S. Action's back on him. He's in seat 8, I believe.
So
No, he's in seat 1.
Chris is actually in the game now, I guess.
He's in seat
And welcome
1.
to the game. Here's Jacks against Kings. Welcome.
So he made it 10. Mike made it 35.
And I don't think he's gonna get too crazy. I mean,
Nope.
I don't think he really knows Mike's game
Dude,
at all.
if he spanks it right off the rip. Mike already, I already feel like halfway giving up on the hand.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I mean, you kind of learn through your ways of poker when you're coming up, like reading books and strategies and everything. That when you raise pre-flop, you should probably bet the flop. Which is one of those things.
Raises look like aces. That's what he used to tell me.
Especially like if an ace comes. I mean, he could have maybe ended the hand right there, just betting on the flop, but
Is that a heart?
he kind of got a little nervous.
Is that 4 hearts?
And yes, it is. And this is what happens.
Welcome to the game, Chris. I gotta quit yelling. I got a door open back here. I can't let people hear me screaming.
Yeah. But yes, they both don't like the ace. I can agree with that. But I think somebody has to take the initiative. Because now look at him. He's in a spot. And, oh, he folds face up, which I don't agree with doing. He folded the king's face up. So now, I mean, if you're in Chris's
Like
seat...
my face up, you mean like so the rest of the table can see?
Yes, I
Oh,
did.
I don't know about that.
Well, because now, I mean, all right, he doesn't. I don't know how much he knows about Chris, but Chris is I'd say a really good player.
Yeah.
And that's that you don't want to give him information like that. Like, yeah, I mean, he happened to have the hand this time, but for future hands in the game, he can now kind of mess around with Mike a little bit, knowing that
He can't. I guess Mike's only advantage to showing is I'm not 3-betting light, but I feel like the fact that he didn't
see bet,
continue
and then he didn't
whatsoever
continue after the check on the turn, and then
is more detrimental than.
well, because now he knows he's capable of like raising pre-flop with kings and then checking down all the way. Like it's
or he knows that he'll 3-bet but check scary flops.
yeah, it's always fun watching Chris. I mean, because you know he actually is thinking about the hands on a deeper level than just say like, oh, I have this and I'm raising, or you know, the basic play.
13 to bet.
Well, I think Ricky Blaze has officially broke himself into the table.
What was that?
Ricky Blaze. He's officially like got his
Yeah.
his sea legs. And he's
I mean,
ready to rock
usually,
and roll.
like, when you first sit down at these tables, it probably takes a few orbits. But once you play a few hands, start kind of talking a little bit, or especially if you start losing and get stuck a little bit, all that goes out the window.
Totally.
And you're ready to just, it's like game on.
It's like boxing. Like everything's
Yeah.
cool to that first one you take to the nose, and you're like, okay, all right, we're going. It's good. Let's go.
I wasn't too nervous, though, when I sat at the table last week.
Yeah, but you're kind of like a freak of nature, though.
Well, I mean, we've done this for a while, though. I mean, I don't know.
Did Jody just continue with the best hand, pocket threes?
Did he?
Not anymore. Just kidding. Still good.
You mean some more?
What's that you say? Check mark? Yes, please.
I'll take one of those.
Nothing. The check mark is so good. I don't see him getting any action though.
Not when you get a swirl in the air
So what
check. That means you're definitely not getting action.
That was that North Carolina. Come on and raise up. I'm gonna check to my opponent. All right, so Jody broke the seal there. I think maybe he won one pot earlier, but always feels good to scoop one. Here's a shot of our chip counts. Mike, Chris, Aaron, our three biggest stacks.
That's AA Ron. You guys know. I know how you Canadians say it, AA Ron.
Ricky, Jody, and Cooch there at the bottom there. Looking to double up through one of the bigger stacks.
Actually, the West when they do that, they make it not on a second seat. Yeah. Which is crazy.
People get offended. People get offended by anything.
I know. I explained to my tournament show when they last. Now they draw a high card at the tournament final table.
7 something like that. That was good.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool.
I was short second in the tournament, won the season, and took second in the tournament, so it's nice.
Lands on 7, mark.
So AA Ron makes it 7 to go.
3 players.
Mike and or somebody else. I don't think it's heads up.
Boom. Ricky, move your card through the button.
Finally a good tournament career, you know. For 3 years.
There's the old queen too.
12.
Is that 6 premature? Did it check through in this flop?
I think it did. I think the
There
6
it
is
is.
out there.
Ricky was getting a little saucy with the queen 2 on the button there.
Oh yeah, so yeah, no one buys them for real. Alright, this one not the legitimate.
Okay, so we're going to, as we say, seaton the pot. As
I like it.
a tushy cushion. With the name of a Chase bracelet on there. As we mentioned before, starting July 30th, it's a Thursday night at 7 o'clock. You can see the one, the only B Million out on our table.
That's me.
Challenging 7 other players for a seat for a WSOP bracelet event next summer.
Pretty much on lock.
Wow, just calling,
I'm
calling
kidding.
a shot, guys.
I'm just cocky, guys. I'm just cocky.
It will be a 12-week session. Each week, players 8th through 1st will accumulate points, or in some cases not accumulate any points. And the tallies will be accumulated over those 12 weeks. First place will get, like I said, a seat to their choosing of a WSOP event, and hopefully win their first bracelet. We don't have any previous bracelet winners, do we?
No,
No.
not yet.
So hopefully,
Hopefully, I will win this
You'll
and then
win?
actually chase a real bracelet and bring it back to our hometown.
That'd be great.
And I just want to let you guys know, if I win on Chase the Bracelet and then I do go on to win a bracelet, I will be wearing that bad boy in the booth every single week.
That's right. That would bring some cred.
If you and your friends would like to play at the Poker on Air Penthouse Studio and have your game broadcast to the world, just give us a call. your friends or league can rent our studio and play on our brand new custom-built RFID poker table, while we capture all the fun and action using 7 high-definition cameras and our live stream studio switcher. Play live while our commentators call all the action and bring your game to life. So if it's your league's final game of the season, or you and some friends just want to have fun, the Poker on Air studio is available to you. We can even take our show on the road and broadcast live from your event or casino. The graphics and sponsors on this custom traveling table can be changed to meet the needs of your event. Even better, if you would like a custom RFID table built for you or your venue, or would like to become a Poker on Air Broadcast City franchise, we can help you with that request as well. For more information, just give us a call at the number on your screen or email us at producer@pokeronair.com. Poker on Air, let's deal you in.